Welcome friends. Let us go for the next part of discussion of atomic structure, that is drawbacks of the Rutherford model of the atom. Yes, Rutherford with the experimental results and with some assumptions, they proposed a model which is nearer to that of the planetary model, that is solar system. Hence this model is also known as planetary model of the atom. But the major defects related to the Rutherford models are like this. See here, as per classical physics, that is electromagnetic radiation related information, as of today also, when a charged body is moving is a continuous work. The work equivalent of energy will be always liberated out. So therefore, in atom, subatomic particle, expected subatomic particle electron is going to be revolving. So that is a continuous work. If it is continuously revolving under the influence of attractions of the nucleus, it should lose energy. So continuously revolving implies continuously it should lose the energy. So the corresponding spectrum obtained for the atom should be a continuous spectrum. We will discuss what is spectrum, what is light and all the things. But the spectrum obtained for the atoms is a finite discontinuous spectrum. The reason for the obtained spectrum as of finite discontinuous and expected spectrum of continuous is not explainable by the Rutherford. And second one is, if a electron like subatomic particle, whenever it is revolving, it is losing its energy, whereas continuously if it is losing energy, it will comes under the control, under the influence of the nucleus. So therefore whatever the circular path is there, that circular path deviates and it comes more and close towards the nucleus. As a result, it adopts the spiral path, and after some time it will felt inside the nucleus, thereby all positive and negative charges combine with one another, that leads to the complete destruction. Atom should become unstable, but atom is stable. If it is so, atom should be unstable. There is no reason for the existence of atom, because there is no stability cause on behalf of the Rutherford model. These are the major defects. One is it can't explain the spectrum. Secondly, it should adopt the spherical path, whereas if it should adopt the spiral path, and if it is obtaining the spiral path after some time gap, it should felt in nucleus, it should destroy, atom should destroy, but atom is existing stable. So the spectrum and the stability reasons for the atom are not explainable by the Rutherford model of the atom. And the other parts of the science got a lot of advances. So therefore now we will go for the discussion of the light, followed by spectrum and all varieties of the theories related to the light. Thereby it becomes easy for us for the further atomic models. Light is a form of energy and propagates from one place to other place. Due to presence of light only, the visibility is present. The electromagnetic radiation is light, whereas the small portion of the electromagnetic radiation is visible part, that is sensed by our body. Humans can sense a small portion of the light. That small portion is generally known as light, whereas that particular portion is very limited part of the total varieties of the electromagnetic radiation. Now let us go for the brief basic introduction related to the light, behalf of its theories, and it becomes somewhat clear. There are different theories related to the light. Newton theory is there, that is the first theory, which is also known as Newton corpuscular theory. And second theory, Huygens theory, which can explain some of the properties of the light. And third important theory of the light is Maxwell theory of the light. Whereas Newton theory or Newton corpuscular theory, it says that light travels, that is light propagates in the form of particles. Yes, light is propagated in the form of what? Particles. Whereas the second theory, in order to explain all the properties associated with the light, some more properties associated with the light, a new theory is proposed by Huygens, and its theory is said to be the Huygens theory. Whereas as per this theory, light travels, light propagates from one location to other location, one place to other place, whereas that traveling or the propagation is present in the form of waves. That wave is a simple wave, just like a mechanical wave. It takes the help of medium. If medium is there, then only propagation of light is present. Thus, light travels in the form of a wave, and light waves or behaves like mechanical waves. Such a theory is said to be the Huygens theory. And further, in order to explain the remaining other properties of the light, a new theory is proposed, that is said to be the Maxwell theory of light. As per this theory, what we have to assume is light travels in the form of wave, but that wave is not the mechanical wave. It doesn't need the support of any of the medium. Even without any medium, even in vacuum also, light can be propagated from one location to other location, and it is having electric as well as the magnetic field vectors in perpendicular to propagation of the light direction. That is, in the form of electromagnetic wave, light propagates from one location to other location. This theory is said to be the Maxwell theory of the light. Now have a brief discussion related to the theories followed by properties associated with the light. Newton-Corpuscular theory or Newton-Corpuscular theory. This is the first theory related to the light proposed by the Isaac Newton, and it is also having some modifications, but it is known as Newton-Corpuscular theory. As light generated from the source travels in all available three-dimensional space in straight lines with high velocity, and these in the form of particles it propagates, whereas these particles are having different sizes. The size of the particle is deciding for the color. The bigger size, smaller size are offering different varieties of colors to the light. Whereas when these particles, that is small particles, corpusculars, when hit on the object, then they will be reflected in all possible ways, and when they reaches our eye, then they will give the feeling of sensation. Otherwise, image can be sensed by the reflected particles which are reflected from the object. Like this, a theory was proposed for the light in the form of particles by Newton is said to be the Newton-Corpuscular theory. This theory explains some of the properties of light, like reflection and refraction can be explained. Now let us go what is meant by reflection, what is meant by refraction also. This theory explains the basic properties of light, like reflection as well as the refraction. Reflection stands for the bouncing back of the light from the object in all the directions. Spreading of the light particles or the light when it is hit over the object is said to be the reflection. Whereas refraction, bending of the light when it is travelled from medium of one density to medium of other density is said to be the refraction. These two properties are clearly explainable by the particle nature of the light, which is known as Newton-Corpuscular theory. And second theory is Huygens theory. Huygens theory. As far Huygens theory is concerned, light propagates from one location to other location. Light travels from one place to other place in the form of wave. That wave is a simple mechanical wave. That is, light by taking the help of medium travels from one location to other location. Without support of medium, light can't travels from one location to other location. Such a stand is given for the light by the Huygens is said to be the Huygens wave theory. Whereas with this Huygens wave theory, the other properties associated with the light, along with the reflection, refraction, some other properties like diffraction and interference can also be explained. So here, light generated from the source travels in all directions in the form of waves, that is propagates in the form of waves is said to be the, with the help of medium, is said to be the Huygens wave theory. Now let us go for diffraction. What is meant by diffraction and what is meant by interference? Diffraction. See, here we are having an irregular shape containing object. Light from the source is projected over the object, whereas at the corners of the object, light is going to be bended. That is, bending of light around the corners of the object is said to be the diffraction. Interference, that is mixing of the light waves, the combination of two or more light waves to form a resultant wave in which displacement is either enhanced, reinforced, or it can be cancelled is said to be the interference. Light wave 1 and 2 both combined in such a way that one makes the other to enhance the displacement, hence maximum displacement is present from the mean position, whereas one may cancel the other, either minimum displacement or zero displacement can be present. Thus combination of light waves is said to be the interference. Thus the properties like reflection, refraction, diffraction and interference are explainable by wave theory proposed by the Huygens. Though Huygens theory explains many of the properties of the light, but still some more properties of light are left, like polarization, Compton effect, photoelectric effect are not explainable by the Huygens theory. And a new theory is proposed by the Maxwell, and that theory is also wave theory. Light propagates in the form of wave, but it is not the simple wave just like of mechanical wave, and it is an electromagnetic wave without support of medium. The electromagnetic wave can travel from one place to other place, and in the propagation direction of the light wave in perpendicular to the propagation, it is having one is electrical vector and second one is magnetic vector. Both are present perpendicular to the propagation direction of the light wave. Such a theory is said to be the Maxwell theory of electromagnetic radiation. As per Maxwell theory, light travels from one location to other location in the form of electromagnetic wave. That is, light wave is associated with electric field vector as well as magnetic field vector in perpendicular to the propagation direction of the light. If I assume that light wave in the form of a line for easiness of understanding, suppose in the x-axis direction if light wave is moving in perpendicular to that is on the y-axis, electrical wave is there, along the z-axis the magnetic wave is associated with the propagation direction of the light. Thus, suppose if light is travelling in x direction, in the xy plane perpendicular to this in 90 degrees, electrical vector is there. Similarly, in xz direction in that plane perpendicular to x-axis, on the z-axis the magnetic field vector is there. Both are present and both are perpendicular and both are present mutually perpendicular to the propagation direction of the light. Suppose this is x-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis and this is z-axis. So therefore, to the propagation direction of the electrolight, here electrical field vector is present on the x and y axis, this particular trough and the crust trough, etc. Similarly, here the straight line related wavy portion, that is the z axis, x and z axis related wavy line, which is present perpendicular to both electrical as well as the propagation direction, magnetic field vector is present. In that way, light travels from one location to other location. For this particular type of propagation, light doesn't needs any kind of support from the medium. Even in vacuum also light can travel. Moreover, all light waves in vacuum maintains equal velocities. That is, light travels with the same speed irrespective of its corresponding wavelength, wave number, frequencies. It can maintain only one unique property for all varieties of electromagnetic radiations, that is common speed. All light waves, all electromagnetic radiations maintains common speed. That is the feature related to the electromagnetic radiation proposed by the Max Planck. With this, the energies associated with the light and some other properties associated with the light can also be explainable. Properties of light. That many of the theories related to the light, we assumed that light is traveling in the form of wave. So therefore, wave properties are characteristic properties of the light. Thereby, many of the associated quantities can be estimated if we know the characteristic properties. That is, light, suppose if it is assumed that it is traveling in the form of wave, as from the source there is a upward portion from the mean position, there is a downward part in the mean position. So therefore, this particular portion is said to be the crust, whereas the down part from the mean position is said to be the trough. Whereas here the maximum displacements are associated with the wave, Whereas here on the mean position where it is interacting, that particular portion is said to be the node. Node is the place where the minimum displacement is present. There is zero displacement position is said to be the node. This position is a node, this position and these positions are node. Whereas the maximum displacement is present here. So the upper portion is said to be the crust, lower portion is said to be the trough. The line where the light wave is traveling is indicated in the form of a line, that is said to be the mean position. And if I take the basic unit of the wave, a crust and one trough and one crust, immediate crust and trough combination is said to be the a complete wave, that is a complete cycle. So therefore the properties, characteristic properties associated with the waves are wavelength, wave number, frequency, velocity, amplitude as well as energy. These are the things associated with the electromagnetic waves. Those are the part of the light. So therefore here wavelength generally indicated by a technical symbol, that is lambda, wave number indicated by nu bar, frequency indicated by nu, velocity is indicated by c, amplitude is indicated by a, and energy is indicated by e. Now we will go for the definitions and the formulas and the calculations related to the different parameters associated with the waves. The first one is wavelength. Yes, this is a wave. A wave propagation is present over here. Wave is traveling from one location to other location. The distance present between any two successive points. Let us see. This is the top part of the wave propagation, known as crust. Crust followed by the same phase crust. Immediate same phase crust is said to be the same points. Similarly, trough followed by the immediate next trough of the same phase. The distance between them is said to be the wavelength. Hence, the distance between any two successive points. See here, this is the point of starting and this is the point of starting of the same phase. These are the consecutive points. So therefore, the distance present between immediate crust or the immediate trough or distance present between two successive points of the same phase is said to be the wavelength, and it is indicated with the lambda. Lambda symbol is like this. As being it is length, it is having CJ system of units in the form of centimeters and SI system of units in the form of meters. But whereas these meters and centimeters are very huge quantities compared to the actual wavelength associated with the waves, so therefore we are going for the derived units which are of smaller compared to the centimeters as well as the meter. The general derived units and the interrelations between the derived as well as the regular units used for the measurements of wavelengths are like this. Wave is the measurement used for the propagation of the electromagnetic radiation. Wave is also known as cycle because wave includes crust followed by the immediate trough. If I adjust the trough towards the crust side, it completes the circle. That circle is also known as cycle. The minimum distance present between crust and trough, nothing but here to here, that minimum distance. So from here to here, this will becomes the minimum distance. But here it has to be repeated in such a way that here, from here to here, followed by here to here. This particular distance is said to be the reference for the measurement of the length, and that length will becomes equal to wavelength, and that is indicated by lambda. This is diameter for the cycle, whereas twice of diameter 2d will becomes equal to lambda. That lambda is said to be the wavelength. Minimum distance present between crust to trough, whereas trough is present in the opposite phase. To understand it as cycle, we made like this. Minimum distance is the starting point of crust to the ending point of trough, which will becomes equal to the perpendicular distance, or the minimum distance is said to be the wavelength. Thus, as far cycle or the circle is concerned, twice of this diameter will becomes equal to wavelength. Wavelength is known as lambda of the wave. That is, as far as the cycle is concerned, 2 times of diameter will becomes equal to wavelength, that is lambda. Whereas the regular units are very large, we have to go for the smaller units, which will be very convenient to measure the wavelength. So the general methods in SI system we will use meters, because it is the measurement of length only. In CGS system we will use centimeters, whereas the other smaller units like nanometers, still other smaller Armstrong units as well as picometers can also be used, and the symbolic representation of meters is m, centimeters is cm, nanometers is nm, Armstrong units is a to the power degree, and picometers is pm. Whereas the interrelation present between these of all things are meter is greater compared to centimeter, centimeter is greater compared to nanometer, nanometer is greater compared to Armstrong units, and Armstrong is greater compared to picometer. Suppose if I take 1 meter, this 1 meter will becomes equal to 100 centimeters, and this 1 meter will becomes equal to 10 power 9 nanometers, and this 1 meter which is equal to 100 centimeters and 10 power 9 nanometers will becomes equal to 10 power 10 Armstrong units, whereas that is also becomes equal to 10 power 12 picometers. Thus in terms of meter, suppose if I explain, thus 1 nanometer will becomes equal to, otherwise centimeter will becomes equal to 10 power 2 meters, whereas nanometer will becomes equal to 10 power minus 9 meters, whereas Armstrong unit will becomes equal to 10 power minus 10 meters, and picometer will becomes equal to 10 power minus 12 meters. In this way, relations are there. Generally, the used term is Armstrong units as well as nanometers is most frequently used for the measurement of the wavelength, which is the characteristic property associated with the wave. Different waves are having different wavelengths. Wavelength is one of the characteristic property. Every particular wave is having its own length is said to be its wavelength, which is the distance present between the two consecutive points present in the same phase of its propagation is known as its wavelength. Wave number. Suppose if I take a distance of 1 centimeter CGS system, centimeter is very large distance compared to the wavelength. Within that, some number of waves can be fitted. Here a wave propagation, a continuous wave propagation is written in the form of dots of 1 centimeter distance. From here to here I am having a distance of 1 centimeter. Within this wave 1 is completely fixed over here, second wave is fixed over here, third wave is fixed over here. Thus the many number of waves that can fit within a distance of 1 centimeter is said to be its corresponding wave number. That is, number of waves that are present within a distance of 1 centimeter is said to be the wave number. Number of waves is a number, it is not having any kind of unit, but that many numbers are present within a distance of how much? 1 centimeter. So therefore number of waves per centimeter is said to be nu bar is equal to wave number. The numerator is not having any kind of unit, so therefore per centimeter is generally the CGS system of unit, whereas in SI system of unit we will take it as per meter, that is meter inverse, but oftenly we will use only one word, that is centimeter inverse, for the measurement of the wave number, because wave is small. Wave is very small in length. If you go for the meters, it becomes very minute in number. So therefore, generally the smaller unit like centimeter inverse is always taken granted for the measurement of the wave number, and it is reciprocal to wavelength. If wavelength is maximum, then minimum number of waves are present within 1 centimeter. If wavelength is minimum, maximum number of waves are present within 1 centimeter. So therefore wavelength as well as wave number both are reciprocals to one another. That is, nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda, or 1 by lambda is equal to nu bar. We go for the units. Lambda is centimeters, 1 by lambda is centimeter inverse. Thus the basic unit is centimeter inverse, and it is reciprocal to wavelength. Wavelength increases, wave number decreases. Wave number decreases, wavelength increases. Thus these two are vice versa, that is reciprocally related with one another. Next important property is frequency, but before going to the frequency, let us have a discussion related to the velocity of the light. Yes, light in the form of wave propagates from one location to other location. Consider for understanding of all the things, that is a continuous wave. Now the distance travelled by the wave within 1 second is said to be its velocity, just like a physical definition given. See, wave is started over here, and at that time the time is t seconds. Now I am measuring the distance traveled by the wave at t plus 1 second. Within a gap of 1 second, whatever the distance is covered, this is the distance. The distance covered by the wave within a time gap of 1 second is said to be its velocity. So velocity generally indicated by c. That c, velocity of light or velocity of light wave, can be given by distance traveled by the light wave by time taken, total distance by total time difference. Total, the minimum time difference is 1 second. For 1 second gap, the distance traveled by the light wave is said to be its velocity. Distance is generally measured in centimeters, whereas time difference is measured in seconds, that is the unit is centimeters per second. And here all varieties of electromagnetic radiations, irrespective of wavelength, irrespective of wave number, and irrespective of frequency, that we will discuss, all will travel with the same speed, that is same velocity. The velocity of the electromagnetic radiation, because it travels in the straight direction, that's what we are saying it as a vector quantity velocity. That is light velocity will becomes equal to 3 into 10 power 10 centimeters per second, whereas in SI system its value will becomes equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second. Now the electromagnetic radiation related velocity in vacuum is constant and is 3 into 10 power 10 centimeters per second, 3 into 10 power 8 meters per second, irrespective of the characteristic properties associated with the wave, like either wavelength, wave number or the frequency. All electromagnetic radiations travels with the same speed or same velocity. Frequency, the number of waves that passes a fixed reference point within a distance of within a time of 1 second is said to be its corresponding frequency, whereas that is indicated by V like symbol, which is known as mu. That mu will becomes equal to c by lambda, whereas c stands for velocity. Velocity is distance traveled by the wave within 1 second, that is some number of waves of wavelength lambda are present within the distance traveled by it of 1 second. That particular distance by wavelength, because we want to know the number of waves that crosses a fixed point within 1 second. So therefore distance traveled by the lambdas, nothing but what, n times of lambdas, n times of waves by lambda, that will cancels with one another, that will give some number, that is number of waves, that is number of waves per second, which is known as cycles per second. And also other unit in the honor of scientist Hertz is said to be the Hertzes. See here, frequency related understanding with the help of the waves as well as graphical presentation. See, there is a wave which is traveling with some speed. In t seconds, the position of wave is here, and the mean position of the wave after 1 second gap at t plus 1 second it reached here. So therefore the total distance traveled by the wave within 1 second is this much distance, and that particular distance is covered within 1 second, that is said to be speed, nothing but velocity of the wave, because it is a vector quantity. Whereas for broad sense I am writing wave repeatedly occurred here, 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 thus it is continuously traveling and reaching to this particular target point within a gap of 1 second. Whereas wave here I am indicating in the form of cycle. This is one crest and one trough, which is known as a complete wave. The corresponding minimum length is wavelength, and here I am indicating that one in the form of cycle. This is one cycle, second cycle, some cycles, like some n number of cycles are present within the distance traveled by the wave of 1 second, which is known as velocity. So therefore, thus the number of cycles that are crossing a fixed reference point within 1 second is said to be its frequency. That is, wave is indicated in the form of cycle, hence cycle per second, and also it is known as what? Hertz. Thus it will becomes distance in terms of lambdas, n lambdas within 1 second by lambda per second, hence number of waves per second, that is cycles per second, which is also known as what? Hertz. Yes, interrelation between frequency, wave number, wavelength as well as the velocity. Frequency can be given by c by lambda. C by lambda can be written as c into 1 by lambda. That is 1 by lambda is known as wave number, that is mu bar. Frequency will becomes equal to, till now what we made the discussion, that is velocity divided by wavelength. And the units of frequency are cycles per second. And here it is also known as what? Hertz. Whereas velocity centimeters per second, wavelength centimeters, nothing but what? Per second of what? Waves. Once again, frequency matches with the formula, that is frequency will becomes equal to c by lambda. C into 1 by lambda. 1 by lambda is known as what? Wave number. Thus the interrelations are mu is equal to c by lambda. C by lambda is equal to c into 1 by lambda. That is also becomes equal to c into mu bar. Mu bar is known as wave number. Thus here frequency is inversely proportional with the wavelength. Similarly here the wave number is also inversely proportional with the wavelength. The more wavelength, lesser will be the wave number. Lesser the wave number implies what? More will be the wavelength. Similarly, more the wavelength, lesser will be the frequency. To maintain high frequency, to maintain high wave number, wavelength should be minimum. That is, wavelength is inversely proportional with one is. Otherwise, we can write frequency is inversely proportional with wavelength. Similarly, wave number is also inversely proportional with the wavelength, whereas frequency and wave number are directly proportional with one another. The more the wave number, more will be the frequency. Whereas the more the wavelength, lesser will be the frequency and lesser will be the wave number. You can correlate the fundamental relation also. Frequency, that is cycles per second, hertz, whereas velocity by wavelength, velocity centimeters per second by wavelength centimeters, both cancels, nothing but what? Per second of what? Waves per second, that is cycles per second. Once again, this is velocity into 1 by lambda, centimeters per second into 1 by centimeter, both cancels, becomes 1 by second, that is second inverse, nothing but what? Number of cycles per second. Once again, that one in terms of here c into mu bar, c is centimeters per second, mu bar is centimeter inverse, both cancels. Per second of what? Number of waves per second, cycles per second, that is nothing but what? Hertz. Hence, here frequency mu is equal to c by lambda is equal to c into 1 by lambda is equal to c into mu bar.